Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another session of Philly by Night. I am your storyteller for the session this evening, Fennec, and today it is going to be another point 0.5 for our Mystery Machine Coterie, in which we have our beloved Ventrue Percy from last season taking a walk around the city with their adopted sire Demeter and checking out a few things. The in-game date here is going to be March 20th, 2025. It is a Friday evening and everything. It's a little bit cool, a little bit chilly. That spring air has yet to turn into the warmth of summer, but the city of Philly seems comfortable with its coldness, almost pacing and gnawing for a bite of something deeper, as it were, with everything that's happened lately. I will say, dear Percy, as you go to wake up, your beast reaches hunger 3, so it's rattling around in there wanting to have something to eat.
As is usual for Percy, honestly.
As you know, it's
He
okay.
likes he likes the thrill.
Yeah. And I think we figured out you call up 2 members of your herd to kind of come and, take the edge off and get you back to a nice hunger 1.
Yep.
Yeah. As you're doing that, kind of cleaning up after everything, you sort of sit and take stock of how everything has changed for you in a year. The last time we saw Percy on stage, they were watching the disbanding of their coterie through a very abrupt end to their shadow.
Indeed.
And now Prince Alesia Sexton the Merciful, as some whisper, is been on the throne of Philly for a year. Your coterie mates have disappeared. Maddie and her sire Islington left the city. Songbird is somewhere, but not easily available. And Cal, after everything that happened, also seemed to have taken off. So
Yep.
it seems like Percy's the last one standing.
Very much.
How's she feeling about that as she kind of, gets ready for the evening?
Thing she hasn't really been allowing herself to feel much of anything about it. She's just kind of been telling herself that she doesn't need them. She's not upset at all. They weren't. She's just convincing herself they weren't friends. They were just allies, and therefore it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
How true
Ally.
that is possibly questionable, but
Like for many kindred, it's easier to, fool ourselves than to really confront what's in the mirror. And it's like comfortable. Percy can decide later if it's a false turn or not that they were just allies after everything the little fledgling coterie went through. But tonight, your sire Demeter has promised to take you out on the city. It seems there's some things that she has been looking into, and, well, she needs your help with them.
good, excellent.
Yeah. In the corner of your room, you've been staying with Demeter, if I'm remembering correctly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Malinois, kind of leans back and does the big stretch, shakes out those noodle horse limbs of hers, just looks at you.
Percy will feed her and then make sure she's ready. Probably grab a harness, though she doesn't yet put it on. Just to have in case we go into any areas that require a harness.
Yeah. The single eyebrow that Malinois arches at you is like, I am not putting that on. How dare.
She just looks, gives her a returning stare, just like, unfortunately, sometimes there are rules.
The resounding snort you get as Malinois kind of prances out of the room is like, since when has that ever mattered to us?
Yeah, that's fair.
um, but yes, as I did remember, as I'm looking over this, you would notice that you'd also kind of think back that your actual sire Hades hasn't been in town either. He kind of just seemingly vanished.
Percy's just gonna mutter a quick good riddance, but still like kind of like fidget with her little pomegranate necklace.
Yeah. Sires, for good or for ill, as some will remark in kindred society, always shape us and never truly leave us,
Mm-hmm.
even if they're no longer in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you make your way over to the room where Demeter normally is been known to be found in her little study full of all the different books and whatnot. And I will let our lovely, glorious SBC Kendall here describe her what you see.
This is a room that Percy is very familiar with. It is usually where Demeter is found, and it is where they have the majority of their discussions when the pair of them aren't out on some kind of hunt. There are books written shelves from floor to ceiling. There are antiques that are very elegantly and tastefully either near the books or on their own shelves. And a lot of them seem to be ancient. There is history connected to them. There is iconography, and there is inscriptions that seem to dedicate to lineage.
Mm.
And one of the things that Percy would know about Demeter's particular lineage is that she's not actually from the line of Orthea.
Mm-hmm.
She's from a long disbanded line of the Ventru called the Nephimeri Isis. They are not particularly well regarded within the Camarilla. And they nurture very different gifts than the rest of the Ventru. And she has been open about that. You know her lineage back to Ventru himself.
Sorry, can you, for my
And
sake
as
of my notes, can you repeat
Mhm.
what the line is? The line of.
I'll type it out.
Yes, please. Okay. Thank you. All right. Anyway. There we go. All right. No, Percy will waltz in with her usual nonchalant attitude and just look. She looks excited. She looks eager. She's always excited by the prospect of going out into the city.
Demeter will approach in all the elegance that she is. And she will look you up and down. She looks fairly relaxed. She isn't usually pit and parcel for the Ventru uptightness, the tailored nature of it all. She seems to always carry a bit of a relaxed elegance about her.
Next.
And she will look you up and down, wrinkle her nose a little bit at your torn, whichever part of your outfit is torn, because that is Percy.
The Tillier means Percy has relented somewhat by wearing fingerless gloves and some tights, but there's still a lot of solder. There's a lot of solder being revealed.
The shoulder is fine. The rips are
Yeah.
the thing that she will kind of linger on for a moment before she meets your stare again. Percy. Persephone. How have you been adjusting?
Well enough. Patient. Ready for some action.
Then you will understand that action requires patience. You will understand the build-up and required legwork for such interesting things.
Percy will sigh, but nod. Yes. Preparation and strategy must come first.
Yes. So tell me, Percy. It has been a little while since the unfortunate disbanding of your home of coterie.
Mm-hmm.
And the disappearance of, a disappointment. So, how would you like to prepare?
At the mention of her former coterie and basically former everyone, Percy's gonna just slightly hold her chin a little higher, try to look a little more nonchalant. But still tilt her head a little at the last question. What exactly must I prepare for?
Well, you have come quite a ways, and I am proud of your progress. But there's always a taste of what you are capable of. And it can prove to others that we hold in high regard what you can bring. There is someone that we must find and bring back to heal.
Simple enough.
And she'll kind of give a knowing smile. But see, you are a very smart girl. I think you can figure out who we're looking for. It is very unwise to abandon responsibility to bloodlines such as your own and mine. So we must bring the eel.
I see.
And I think you should have the honor of leading this hunt. Would you not agree?
I would, yes. And I would be honored.
Good. Because I think this may prove an excellent test to prove that you are ready to take on the title of Neon Knight.
And Percy's eyes will sharpen, but still try and tamp down her excitement for now. Try and remain somewhat regal and Ventru-like. Girl is practically trembling with excitement.
She kind of gives you a knowing smile after giving Percy another look over. She knows how Percy tends to fidget well. And she'll smirk. I have been looking into his various identities, and I think I may have a few ways of narrowing down what he may be. But you know how he is. He's a clever man.
Yes, he is.
Particularly sneaky. But you would be much more aware of that than I would.
Indeed.
She will kind of lead Percy over to her desk where she's got some files, and I will leave the files to be explained by the ST.
You would see that Demeter, as you are led over, has been very busy. There is a file that is clearly marked with Hades' name on there, and various sightings throughout the city, surrounding areas, most notably the Lehigh Valley as well, which Percy would recognize kind of just through the gossip of the court and kindred in the area that the Prince of the Lehigh Valley had kind of met an unfortunate end at a local party here in Philadelphia. And now that region is a little unstable, and many of its kindred are coming to Philly and whatnot. But it seems that there is excuse me, one of those names in there looks to be a mortal arms dealer that frequents the area of Philadelphia that has been seen about a mile or so from Y'all's Haven and whatnot.
Interesting.
Percy would also know, because I was reminded, that the Lehigh Valley was where your former shadow also led a bunch of hunters and cops to on a merry little goose chase when y'all took down the one hunter that kidnapped a former ghoul that, well, not a former, a ghoul that you all knew, Mr. Jerry.
Yes. Alright. That makes sense. So we'll probably pay attention to this arms dealer who was seen nearby. Why was he in this area?
I am not sure yet. I know he was well associated with some of the private militaries, I believe. No, that's not the word. You can see her kind of debating English in her head for a moment before she kind of just shakes her head. He has a fondness for taking advantage of those that are connected with weapons and that.
Would he be a possible lead?
It is possible. Did you want to look into him?
If he's been seeing so close. Doesn't hurt. It's a start, at the very least.
It is. Then let us get going.
Yeah. Ooh. And easy enough for the two of you to bundle up, hide whatever accoutrement that you can under coats or whatnot. Most people in Philly aren't going to be looking at your winter coat if it's a little, people in Philly know how to mind their business, in other words.
I mean, Percy's two weapons of choice are a stake and a rapier, and she'll usually just have a little golf bag with her to hide them in.
Yep. Smart and simple. Melano, hearing at the fact that y'all were going out, Tippy taps over the door and just sits patiently, awaiting you all.
And Percy will rub her head as she makes her way to the door.
You all step out into the night air. It is a little bit cloudy night. It's hard to see the stars in the city of Philly with clouds and the noise pollution. It feels cold, but if you want, we will call this a wits and awareness, just to kind of get a general vibe of the city. If you're using your heightened senses, you can add that dot to it.
I will give you an assistance dice.
Yes.
I got to do the dice rolling thing. Where's my wits and awareness? Do I? Oh, I do have heightened senses. Okay. I forgot. Let's see, that's wits, 2, 4, 5, plus assistance, 6. Okay. Six. Go 1. There we go. Ah, well, that's only 2 successes.
Two is going to be enough because Percy has been in the city for about a solid 2 years with the course of like season 2 and now here into season 3. You remember coming into Philly that while the city was recovering from its coup at the time, it didn't feel so dark. You are in winter. The equinox has just passed, so it is slowly starting to turn into summertime, into the lengthening of the light and everything. But there just seems to be a darkness and heaviness that has clung to Philadelphia since about the time the hunters came. And there's just something within the city itself, is almost if the trees and the buildings were eyeing you with this hunger, as it were. Philadelphia's gotten weird. Well, weirder than usual. I will say with Demeter's sheet and everything, she also recognizes that as well.
Percy will give a faint little, just kind of shudder, just kind of shaking off the feeling, the weird feeling, and focusing herself on the task at hand.
The file, the name that you got in the file, it was a Clerk Weston. That was the name written in there. He seems to be like a small bit kind of dealer connected with some larger groups in the area, but has been known to get his hands on a lot of good stuff. Clerk, he is about middle-aged, average height. Not too remarkable, which is why you kind of suspect he hasn't been picked up on stuff. But if you're wanting to kind of go to his last known locations and track him down from there, we can call this a, let's see.
Streetwise.
Are
Something.
It is streetwise, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out, are you trying to do it like kind of a quick look around, or are you trying to take your time with it?
Probably take her time with it. I mean, it's a starting point.
Yeah, we'll call it a
Yeah.
We'll call it a resolve in streetwise then. And Demeter can absolutely add an assistance dice, or she can also make this roll as well.
Yeah, she'll add us an assistance dice. I don't actually have a sheet for Demeter.
I thought you did. I saw
Nope.
it. Anyways.
It might have been an old one.
Pay no mind to the things behind the curtains, folks. Don't mind the storyteller moving the knobs or anything. Quickly back to the radio demon.
I don't think so, but since I have a specialty anyways, I'll ask. I do have streetwise specialty gangs. I don't think that applies here, but I'll ask anyway.
I will give it to you because he has been known to have gangs as customers.
Nice. All right. That's 6 plus Demeter is 7. Excellent pool. Good pool. Let's go. Ooh, 6 success with a critical.
Yes, that is what we love to see. Yeah, 6 successes with a critical. You are going through the streets of Philly. You managed to make it to an alley behind like a little dim sum shop that Weston has been known to kind of done business out of. You're able to find a gang member there of one of the local gangs who lets you know that he hasn't been in the area very frequently. Last he heard he set up business in one of the local parks nearby, and it's about 2 to 3 blocks from here that you would just have to go to kind of track him down.
Excellent. So briefly glance over at Demeter and like a question and like, can we go after him?
I'm sorry. Go after who?
This Mr. Weston, the guy who was in contact with Hades and was seen trading with him. He's at a park about it'd be about like half a mile from here is kind of the rough estimate.
Okay. Demeter will look over at Percy. Do you have a plan on approach?
But notice he does not. But see, will. Oh, I got it.
Would you like to follow my lead on a plan on approach?
Yes, ma'am. I suppose. Out of character,
How do
is
you-
currently refamiliarizing myself with her seat and what Percy can do.
You're good.
Understandable. Demeter will look at Percy. How do you normally approach your hunt?
Investigate, and then lure or track into an alleyway. Easily is enough.
And how do you lose him?
Depends on who it is. Sometimes I can. Sometimes, yeah. get their attention in some way. I'm trying to remember if I had any specific methods last season or if I just kind of made it up on the fly.
We didn't go into super deep depth
I think
with
it was mostly
how
just
Percy hunted.
Get them into an alleyway somehow. So now I'm actually trying to put detail into stuff.
How about this?
Words have left me.
We will approach him looking for a deal. We could bring him somewhere private. And then we can really talk to him. And I'd like to see how you talk to people. Percy.
Twice. And Percy would look somewhat disappointed because talking is not as fun as accent, but still nod. She recognizes the importance of it. It's fun enough.
Yeah.
And it's a hunt. That is fine. I could do that. Turn that down.
Don't worry. This will build up to the action. Oui?
Yes.
Slowly but surely, got to build it up to the crescendo.
Demeter will kind of look over to her. And then she'll look over to a very nice car that has been driving along with a very familiar-looking, very handsome black man driving in this driver's seat. I will be in there. You will bring him to me because you work for me. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
So, go ahead.
So the idea of it is that Demeter is going to roll up. Percy's going to get out and approach him and say that her employer would like to talk to him. Yada yada.
Yeah. Easy enough. The man behind the driver's seat will pull up the car a little closer to y'all, and you're able to get in and drive about the 2-3 minutes that it would take normally about a 15-minute walk, 2-3 minute drive. Anywho, they pull. He will pull the car a little bit a ways from the entrance of the park, Percy, so you can get out.
Mm-hmm.
But he says he'll meet you over there by the time you approach this gentleman.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. I will say, go ahead. Give me another wits and awareness as you're going up with this gentleman. You can add your heightened senses. Malinois, while with you, does not provide a bonus at this time.
Understandable.
Yeah.
4 or 5, okay. Not too bad. Save that. Oh, 4 successes.
4 successes, yeah. You will see as you are walking in, you see what looks to be like a couple of kids on the basketball court looking to play a game of pickup basketball. They are not really playing too well. Like, you think they're just really bad at it, and then you notice they're more focused on watching everything around them and subtly slipping their hand in their pocket and their fingers moving as if they're texting somebody. So they seem to be what look to be a couple of kids out on watch, kind of a deal.
Okay.
Yeah. I will say with your 4 successes, you're getting the idea they're probably sending messages to Weston to be like, hey, heads up, person with the dog walking in the park, kind of heading towards you.
Okay. So visible. Knows where. Alright. So we'll begin scanning the park for anyone else, anyone who looks to be, if they're in contact with him on their phone, so see if there's anyone in the he might not be visible from here, but cursory glance, see if there's anyone who looks to be receiving messages.
There's like a little area of kind of like picnic benches up ahead. There's like overhead streetlights to kind of illuminate them. There's a couple little of those communal barbecues. If you've ever seen them, like the little pogo stick looking ones is the best way I can put it. But you would see a man over there with what looks to be a nondescript mug of coffee from like a to-go cup of coffee from somewhere, reading a book, checks his phone, and then puts it back in his pocket.
Percy's heading over there, trying to look, casual. Have some scary dog privilege. It's a noodle horse, not a Doberman, but still a big dog.
Yeah, four swords are big puppies.
Of course, he also has Melano in a pretty good heel.
Yeah.
Very well trained, just to show off.
Oh yeah.
Show off the fact that my dog is very well trained.
Yeah. And easy enough, you come over to this man and he kind of will make the requisite noises that you make at a dog, like, oh, puppy, and kind of a thing. And he'll say, nice looking dog.
She is a very English. Oh.
English hard.
The only word coming to my brain right now is obedient, but Percy will essentially say very obedient, very resourceful. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
loyal. She's very loyal. Would be
very loyal.
Yeah. And he'll nod. Loyalty is always good. And y'all just out for a stroll?
We are looking to meet someone.
Well, didn't your parents ever tell you that's dangerous this time of night?
We aren't too worried, so give Melano a look. And this kind of, stand at a casual lean. So how nonchalant she is.
And who are you supposed to be meeting? Boyfriend?
No, actually, is it Weston or Weston?
Yeah, like Smith and Weston.
Weston, okay. I wasn't sure if I had heard that or Weston without a T. One Mr. Weston.
Yeah, his posture, it's still relaxed, but there's a little bit of a subtle kind of tension to him at that point. Oh, what would you need my services for?
My employer wishes to speak with you.
Your employer?
And Percy is... You know what? Yeah, so she's trying to make eye contact with him. Testing the waters, seeing if he'll meet her eyes.
Yeah, he thinks you've blushed and everything, so he thinks you're a pretty normal person.
Excellent.
Very pretty person.
Yeah, you have your 2 dots of pretty, so that also helps. So am I correct in thinking you're going to try and use mesmerize on him?
If it comes to that, she's kind of like testing the waters to see where he's at, see how necessary it is.
All right.
But yeah, so she's willing to use mesmerize.
We're going to call this a manipulation plus your subterfuge. Add your dice for pretty, for beautiful. So it should give you a pool of 5.
3, 4. Manipulation is 3. Substitute 4. Where is? There it is. 2, 4. Math. Oh, why am? Yeah. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I only have 1 subterfuge. I have 3 manipulation, 1 subterfuge, and 2 beautiful on my seat.
Yeah.
Ye-
6.
So beautiful adds 1.
Yeah,
Oh, beautiful
so
adds.
yeah.
Why do I
So
have it
5
as 2 on
altogether.
my seat?
Because it's a 2 dot merit to get you a 1 die
Ah,
bonus, which
okay.
is, I think it should be the other way around, where it's a 1 dot merit and stunning is 2. And we're not here to debate what I think. I'm not the one who owns White Wolf and all their extended properties.
I've been playing a NOS too long. I forgot how looks merits work. Okay, only 1 dot. So that's 5. Okay. 5, hunger 1. There we go.
There we go.
3 successes.
3 successes. It is I will say it is about, it's almost there. He kind of looks at you like you're just right on the cusp, and he's not, you haven't given him any incentive as to why your boss wants to meet him. And he's like, he goes to start to protest, like, I really gotta, do, when you hear from behind you a very calm British feminine voice saying, "Do be polite and stand up and follow the young woman, won't you?" And you watch as this man's eyes go glassy, his jaw goes a little slack as he begins to stand up and look to where you are going. Do you turn around?
Yeah. She's confused, but she's gonna try and look, casual and intentional.
Okay. Yeah. As you turn around, there is a blonde woman. She looks to be in her early 30s, mid 30s. It's hard to tell. She is that effortlessly beautiful that magazines try to cultivate. Her blonde hair pulled into a couple braids that are in a bun, black gloves on her hand, an open blouse shirt, and her blue eyes are just looking at you with a smile. Hello.
Percy's gonna spend a moment eyeing her up and down before meeting her gaze once more. I had that under control, but I appreciate the help.
Yes, it's a lovely evening for a stroll, and I thought, well, seems rude when a gentleman doesn't listen.
He would have listened.
Yes, she kind of tilts her head, looking at you, and smiles. Yes, these ones always seem to listen to their betters, don't they?
Of course. They have no choice.
Yes, as you can see, she'll gesture. But you, let me see. You are. No, don't tell me. It will come to me in a moment. I believe Persephone, was it not?
Percy.
Percy. I did hear that as well.
And you are?
Oh, manners. Terribly rude of me. I'm Mona. Mona Rice. We're not quite close cousins, but cousins.
I see.
Mm-hmm. I will say, if you're looking her over, Percy, you can go ahead and give me a wits awareness, just to see if you notice some things on her. Actually, no, you don't have a cult. Never mind. I was going to say, or what's a cult? But you don't have that.
Nope. For being a part of a cult, Percy is not very culty. Oh, that's a messy card. Oh, what is my willpower?
You haven't spent any willpower tonight, so you can fix it if you wish.
Yep. I'm going to attempt. Where is that? What is the one? Oh, what's of these 10? Where is this? Where's the one? There it is. Reroll that. Please don't be a messy. Well, only 2 successes.
Hey, 2 successes, we'll take it. You're not going to get
not a messy.
everything. It's not a messy. You notice she seems to, and I will give you this one because the former prince was a part of your clan. You had seen him at various board meetings and such, but she is wearing a necklace that has a lion holding a sword with what seems to be a sun behind it, which makes you think of the former prince, but
I must deliver this man to my employer.
Of course, I understand that. It is wonderful when the young listen to their elders. May I accompany you?
It is not far, I suppose. You may. For now.
Of course. And she'll walk into step with you. The suit jacket she has on kind of over her shoulders, but her arms are free. So it just kind of trails behind her almost like a little cape. She looks over at you. How are you enjoying Philadelphia so far?
I think whenever she falls into step, Percy will kind of like just subtly like cue Melano to kind of like keep a little bit of an eye on her. Probably like trail a little bit behind. Still in heel, but
Well, that's fair.
But so it is an interesting city.
Yes, very. I thought my time over in the West Coast would have been the most interesting thing so far, but your city surprised me so far.
It has proven educational.
Education is, what is it your American writer Twain says? I never let schooling interfere with my education. It's always good to see the young continuing that trend. Sorry. For those who are not in our studio, we have a little beta chat in here where people are making comments that are, breaking this ST, but...
Do not worry about the man behind the curtain.
Yes, don't worry about the curtains. Mona just continues to walk with you. I will say, Percy, let me take a look here what your something is. I will say, because that Percy is a more combat-focused venture, Percy is somebody who is gone to battle, or who has done battle, who has been trained to battle, and is part of a warrior cult, warrior blood cult, as it were. This woman beside you, while looking as somebody who would come out of a fashion or movie, fashion magazine or like a movie set, the way they walk, the way she carries herself is of one who is also, it reminds you a lot of your sire. Someone who's been around long enough and has been in quite a few fights to get to where she is.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
And Percy is going to take this in and try and look, continue just looking nonchalant about the whole situation and I think, yeah, you know what? So possibly, take out her phone and quickly and subtly send Demeter a text saying that he has an extra person in tow.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because this was a part of the plan.
Yeah, that's fair. And you said you're trying to do it sneaky like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's first. Yeah.
I
Alright,
heard that sound of pain from knowing that Percy doesn't have a subtle bone in her body.
Yeah.
Percy has got a dot of subterfuge.
Yeah,
So
that
go
was
ahead.
that was me going and looking at my seat, going.
Go ahead and we will call this. I was gonna see if you had any celerity to help you with like rush drop or something, but you don't.
Not yet.
So we'll call this dexterity and subterfuge, please.
But the dexterity is. Oh, I'm fighting the urge to ask for a blood surge.
Anytime we are not in combat, or I specifically say that you cannot blood surge, you can blood surge.
I am re-entering Percy's headspace and going and remembering. This girl loves to blood surge.
This girl has risk taker on her sheet. We are not surprised.
Or, yeah, right. She's blood surging here. What's my 2? 2 and that adds how many die? Oh wait, I guess this bot will add the die for me.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting. I have to remind myself constantly that it will do that for.
Yeah.
Hunger 1.
Technology's a weird, funky little thing.
Technology is a weird, funky little thing, and it varies from fandom to game to show to wherever you are.
Stupid little robots taking over everything.
Blood potency is 2.
1.
1.
Blood potency
Thank
1.
you. Thank you. I was
You are
trying to remember.
Baby.
You are baby.
Sitting here trying to remember where
You have
things
not
are.
eaten anyone yet.
Or trained real hard to get there.
I've only killed people.
But if you want to eat somebody,
No, we are hungrier.
Demeter will be very, very disappointed if you eat someone.
That only got 2 successes, and we are hungrier. I might
2 successes.
I want to reroll failures.
You can reroll failures.
I might use a willpower.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, it's Percy. Well, I went up by 1, and I do.
Okay.
And I am now hunger 2.
Yeah, 3 was what I was looking for, so you are able to quickly get it done or whatnot, and slip your phone, barely move your phone out, type the message, and put it back in. Mona continues to just walk and look at you and kind of just take an eye, English for everybody tonight.
It's difficult. English is very difficult.
English is very difficult.
I have stage fright, so English becomes very difficult.
I have Muppets in the background yelling their lineages, so I was just waiting. But now that the lineages are done, she casts her eye kind of over the park at the various buildings, the sky and whatnot, seeming to just take it all in before looking over to you. You've been in the city for 2 years, correct?
Yes.
So you knew Prince John Sexton then?
Yes. In a manner.
No. Obvious. What did you make of the man?
He certainly seems strong. I mean, to wrest control of the city from the former prince. And eventually with the power to take the throne has at least some strength.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, did I? That is a good question. That is a good question. Did Percy
Mhm.
did Percy know that Samael was the prince,
No.
or she just knew?
No.
Okay,
I thought
He popped up, but it wasn't revealed who he was.
okay, that's what I thought. All right.
Mhm.
So yeah,
He
no,
didn't reveal himself. That is his super secret Batman identity.
that makes sense.
I swore he had popped his mask to say thank you all and we owe you. And anywho, my bad.
I don't remember that. But if he did, if that's what you want to run with, I'm down.
Yeah, we can.
Either way,
yeah.
either way works for me. The only thing it'll affect right now is exactly how much Percy respects the prince. I mean,
Yeah.
either way, he respects the prince, but
We'll say that you were able to, like, there was a bit of the popping of the mask where he, as a sign of respect, warrior to warrior, showed you all who he was before. Vroom, into the night.
well, in that case, Percy's tone will have at least some note of admiration to it, or some note of audible admiration, visible. I don't know. However you want to choose to believe the admiration is
It is
sown.
it is able to be picked up on.
Yes.
And Mona will nod. Yes. Men like Prince Sexton are rather good at inspiring loyalty. They are capable warriors, and as such, depending on what you believe, it is, well, they are divinely appointed to be so.
Hmm. Most of our not lineage, most of our family is appointed to lead. It's just who has the strength to truly lead.
And this will get a nod out of her. Yes, while some may squawk birthright and believe that grants them the power to lead, most do not have the mettle for it, nor forge themselves into what needs to be done as a good leader.
Percy will nod.
And, well, you guys kind of round a corner and she shrugs a little. And the new Prince Sexton. What do you think of her?
I do not think I have had much reason to interact with her very much, but she has held the throne, and the city is not. No, the city is not in total chaos at the moment.
Yes. That is true. And you care not that she's from the clan of the Hidden?
And Percy will slightly shrug. It is not the clan of kings, but at least he bears the same name as one of the clan of kings. She's, as in typical Percy fashion, trying to sound unemotional, nonchalant,
That's fair.
uncaring. In typical Humanity 6 Percy. Humanity 6 repressed, spoiled rich girl.
That's fair. Mona will nod and continue to walk with you, silent for a few minutes, and gesture to where next to your sire's car, a black kind of sedan town car has pulled up. And your sire, has she been teaching you well?
She has, yes.
Good, good, good. And out of the car will step a woman clad in dark pants, dark suspenders, and a black button-up shirt. And let me throw what she looks like in your chat. Come on. There it goes. She has what looks to be like a silver kind of wide bracelet on one wrist as she'll walk over to Mona and look at her. Ma'am, we do have an appointment we need to get to. Yes, number one. Thank you for reminding me. And she'll gesture over to you. Number one, this is Percy. Can you, as she walks, and will kind of snap her fingers as she walks to the car, and number one will nod. Yes, Miss Percy, was it?
Indeed.
And she will reach into her pocket and hand over 2 copies of a business card that state Reese Property Holdings with a number under it. Should you need to get a hold of my employer, she will be more than happy to make the time for you and your sire with everything that's going to go on, that's been going on lately.
Thank you, she'll say politely, but not very genuine. Just polite.
Number one will also give you kind of a polite, tight smile back. And, will move out of your way so you can get this gentleman into the car with Demeter.
And that is what Percy is doing.
Yeah. Real quick, let me look at something here. Yes. All right, cool. What languages do you speak again?
Greek, English, and technically, the Tolkien Elven language is Quenya and Sindarin.
Okay, yeah.
English and Modern Greek specifically.
Yeah. English and Modern. Okay, so then you wouldn't know what's on the back. This would be Ancient Greek that's on the back of these cards.
Eventually, Percy will be able to speak that.
Yeah, but
not today, not tonight.
Yeah, it is easy enough for you to, like I said, number one will step aside, let you get into Demeter's car. She will get into her town car and drive off with Mona, and what have you. As you climb back in the back of the car, Mr. Weston seems to come to, and he is looking very confused. In this car with you, Melano, Demeter, her ghoul up in the front, and then is the little owl there? Just kind of doing this glare?
The little owl is always somewhere on Demeter's person.
Okay, yeah, he's just the little owl sitting on his shoulder, puffed up, giving the stink eye.
Yeah, but when she enters the car, Demeter will activate awe and give the gentleman a very pleasant smile.
Percy will also, whenever she enters the car, will I don't know where exactly the locking mechanism is in this car, but do whatever she needs to do to lock the doors behind her.
Yeah, it's easy enough for you to hit the lock button on the console. The ghoul up front, he kind of gives a big grin and hits his own lock button, just to emphasize the point as the car starts to move.
Percy figures it's not strictly necessary, but it proves, it makes a point.
And then the gentleman up in front, he just presses a button and the partition to the back just slowly rolls up. And y'all are left with this gentleman.
Thank you. I was looking forward to meeting you this evening, monsieur.
Ma'am, I just... and he's kind of like stumbling over his words because pretty woman with presence activated. All thoughts out the window.
You see, I am running into a little problem. Do you think you can help me with that? So,
And anything for you, ma'am. Anything.
excellent, excellent, excellent. Because there is a friend of that I've been looking for, and I've been told that he has been doing business with you. And you seems like such an honorable and good gentleman that I couldn't imagine someone like that around someone with your flourishing reputation, sir.
So, ma'am, I mean, I mean, if I've been doing untoward with someone, I would happily, mm. And he's stumbling over himself. This man is very clearly enamored by your awe and will give you what you're looking for.
She's going. She will continue and say, "Well, I am looking for a man that goes by his name. Let's see. Which one would he be going by with you? I believe it is. And she would list Hades' current mask name.
Yeah. He kind of stiffens a little but nods. Oh, him. Yes, he was looking for some special ammunition. I managed that big explosion back at the base got me some good discounts on certain ordnance.
Well, that isn't quite impressive. I may need to call upon you in the future. Would you mind that?
No, of course not, ma'am.
Excellent, excellent. Do you remember where you last met him?
Yeah, I can. He reaches into a pocket, pulls out a notepad, and he will write down what seems to be a warehouse on the edge of the city. And we'll hand it over.
Nice. And she will pass that information off to Percy. Thank you so much, Monsieur. Let me see. Where's my card? And she will pull out a card, hold it out to him. And I would like to continue having talks with you, sir.
Yeah. He'll take it and nod. And in the future, should you and Percy want to work on this together, he can be turned into a contact and whatnot to get you, certain ordnance and whatnot. But that'd be a series of project roles in the channel and what have you.
Excellent, 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 excellent.
Yes, there's a very brief and subtle look to Percy with a smirk and a wink.
Yeah.
Percy will subtly nod, but she is not taking this entire time. She has been just eyeing the man, not taking her gaze off him.
Yeah.
All
And
right. Well, I appreciate you, sir. And I will make sure to contact you further in the future if I need anything further. And she'll drag her finger under his chin.
pretty lady is what the body language is saying. He doesn't say that. That's just Fennec adding some flavor. But there's certainly a yup kind of deal going on. And your ghoul, kind of hearing this, will put the car into park, get out and open the door for him to exit.
Mhm.
Clearly knowing that y'all have done your thing. And he'll scamper out after a second, like the night air kind of breaking that pretty trance. And then y'all drive off back towards the haven, I take it, yes? Or are you going to the warehouse?
Yeah, Demeter will look over to her ghoul for a moment. I would like him watched. Now that he is out of the present, he may go running off to talk to someone, so that may be an interesting lead. However, and she'll look over to Percy. Where would you like to go next? Or would you like to go back to deliberate more on what we have gathered?
If Hades is at this warehouse, I suppose we should prepare.
Yes. It is very likely that he is not currently at this warehouse, but there may be a way we can get him to come back.
And Percy definitely sounds a little bit reluctant to admit that they should prepare because it's Percy. So he kind of just wants to rush over to the warehouse here and there. But no, so he's trying. He's trying to exhibit some control, some discipline.
Pants. You're learning. Gold star. But as y'all are driving back about the half hour or whatnot, do you pass over these business cards to your sire?
Yes, she is. She will. Once the car is in motion again, she'll take the business cards. I was interrupted by a woman,
Oh,
a fellow. Hold on. Why did I close Discord? There we go. A fellow queen, I believe.
really? I did hear about some newcomers to the city, but I didn't realize they were here already. Did you get some names?
Mona Reese. How do you pronounce that?
Reese?
Reese, okay. Mona Reese. And the other one seemed to simply be referred to as number one.
I see. Well, when one of us is referred to, when someone amongst us is referred to as a number, it is usually a servitor of some sort.
Percy nods.
However, has she heard about Mona?
I will say Demeter has been around long enough to have heard the scuttlebutt of Mona and her little entourage coming from Sacramento into Philadelphia to you've heard of them coming. You didn't realize they were in town. I'm assuming Demeter speaks ancient Greek or reads ancient Greek. On the back, it simply will say the game's afoot.
Interesting.
I see. Is there any iconography on it?
There would be a little sickle next to it.
More Mithraeans.
Considering Percy does not have much in the way of a cult or anything, but he is also in this city with a Mithraean prince, how much would Percy be aware of Mithraeans?
Let me see. You have the... I just need to look up that lore sheet you got here, the Gehenna cults one real quick.
Yes, I do have that. Because on one hand, Percy is smart and I would imagine would be somewhat educated in kindred stuff, but also girl doesn't make it her business to study cults that much.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Gehenna War. Please hold while the ST didn't put this in the right spot, so now I have to wait for it to load in the correct spot and whatnot.
Which
Your
dot is it?
ad break today is brought to you by
I might have
the first
memorized it.
dot.
Which
So
dot
I
is
think
it?
it's the one free...
Sector?
The Mark the Bloody Trail?
Mark the Bloody Trail. There it is. What did I put?
Wait,
I think
which
that's
is
the
not in
one where
Gehenna.
you can...
Gehenna cults. Mark the Bloody Trail.
I think that's the one where you can ask a question about occult's motivations and stuff in the city.
Yeah, like once
I think
per
it's like
season.
once per... Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. So I will say, with how Demeter has taken you under your wing and you've gotten this, you are starting to learn more about the particular blood cults in Philly. You know the Mithraeans worship Mithras.
Mm-hmm.
And he one point resided in London, but like their practices and whatnot, you would need more of an occult roll for that, which it would just be your straight intelligence.
Yeah. It's
And
not.
one of the things that you would know about Mithraians from the perspective of Demeter and the perspective of Hades and the various Orthanes that have been in your life is that they're not particularly fond of Mithraians. They haven't really told you outright why, but there's always this air of disgust in private when they speak of them.
If Percy knows enough to know it's another cult, he kind of just figures rival cults. They're a cult. They're not our. Well, they're a group. They're not our group.
To quote Mean Girls, they don't even go here.
Yeah, they don't go there. They're beneath us.
It sounds like they might have a hunt of their own coming into the city. Hopefully it does not interfere with our work. Demeter will hand the card over to Percy. Tell me what that says.
I'm assuming she is looking to the ancient Greek.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Would Percy know enough to recognize it as ancient Greek?
You could tell it's ancient Greek, because they're modern Greek and ancient Greek are similar, but it's like.
But it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how similar it would be to this, but like somewhat akin to like English speaker seeing like old English, being like,
yeah, like this would be an English person. Like if you're sitting in English class, you're looking at the modern translation of Beowulf versus the original 9th century text.
Yeah, very early.
Yeah, there may be a word or two you recognize in there, but it's like
that's not. Yeah, so just kind of look at it, and it is ancient Greek.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I still kind of sigh a little bit. I only know the modern variant.
I see. Your original sire neglected your studies. We will rectify this.
She looks a little bit chagrined. Mostly at having to admit a failing, but so.
The rough translation into English would be something similar to the game is afoot.
I presume the game is this hunt that they seem to be.
Perhaps. It may be an entirely different goal. And it may also be meant to distract someone else or us.
Yeah.
People
I
can
will
be
say, Percy.
tricky.
Sorry. I will say, Percy, as your sire's kind of imparting this wisdom on you, if you want, you can kind of do a quick, we can call it a resolve an investigation with your profiling to kind of think about that conversation and what the hints might have been.
Yes. Where did the dice spot go? There it is. Okay. Resolve investigation for profiling 6, 7. Excellent. Yeah. You know what, Percy? What? Oh, I'm already 102. The risk taker in Percy is begging to blood surge once again.
It's your hunger, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
know
your
what? It's the risk
yeah.
taker. That risk taker is begging.
Okay.
6 successes.
Hands and knees, huh?
Don't get hungrier.
Excellent.
Hey, okay. We'll take you not getting hungrier. 6 successes. That's a really good roll. I will say that surpasses what I had set for this. You're kind of sitting there, and it marks you as strange. She knew your name. She knew that your sire was there, and she had questions about the city leadership, all while mentioning the game is afoot. And for Kindred, while yes, there are various little games and things that all do, there's truly only one game that matters, the eternal struggle that seems to always be going on. And it seems it is likely she is talking about that there is going to be some changes in y'all's clan and a lot of political upset potentially coming in the future for the court of Philly.
Ah, lovely. Excitement. Percy will sigh and she seemed to know quite a bit. Given my name and the fact that you were nearby. She seemed quite well prepared
You see,
for something. Whatever this game is.
so she did her research on the city. She likely has an infiltrator. And she is looking for something. Or she is hunting. There is a wide variety of things a woman like that could be looking for in such a city. You're very good at finding things, aren't you, Percy?
So once again get a little self-satisfied vent through smugness. I am.
Well, I will not begrudge you if you can want to continue to converse with her, but we have our own hunt. So if she requests your help, make sure you are compensated properly.
Of course.
And of course, I will be quite interested in whatever you find.
So long as her hunt does not interfere in ours.
Of course.
Multiple hunting parties may spook the quarry.
They may. They may also scare him into a corner. After all, Mithraians have a reputation for being quite loud.
Loud,
So if he is them,
hungry, destructive.
so if he is them, he'll run in the other direction. And we can be there waiting for him.
Use them. That is useful.
So we should learn that they are hunting. Maybe a little bit of collaboration is on order.
course.
It should be always considered with the clanmates, but make sure you do not allow them to know our own affiliations. Percy.
Of course not. It is not their hunt,
Of course.
and we do not. And I do not need. I do not need their assistance. They have no reason to concern themselves with it.
Well, you do not need to assume that they are assistants if it is a trade. There are always assets.
Yeah.
And Demeter will kind of lean back in her seat and straighten up a little and look Percy up and down. So tell me, what did you learn today?
Nice. Mm-hmm. How would Percy word this? I believe I must be better at planning, preparing, and perhaps should pay more attention to my surroundings, given that this woman has seemed to come up behind me.
Very good. And what should you learn to deal with this in the future?
Not to rush in, to take time.
Good.
Percy is definitely somewhat reluctant to admit this, but
Now tell me, what is the next step in this hunt?
I should look into this warehouse.
All right. Then that we will do.
I think that is a good spot to, as the car pulls into the garage of Y'all's Haven and it starts to come down, that is an excellent place to end our session. So thank you everybody who's watching for our point 5, which I forgot to say the title of, but was Calydonian Hunts. We'll go around the table and introduce our lovely SPC and our player. So we'll start with our player, Ink. Tell us who you are and where we can find you.
Ink or Cowboy Ink at pretty much any relevant social media, but the primary ones would be TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, really just those two. That is also Cowboy Ink with 2 V's instead of a W.
Perfect. And to our lovely SPC, Kendall.
Hi, I'm Kendall. You should not find me. That's all. That's it.
You know what? That's fair. I don't know why that gets me every time, but here we are. And then I am your storyteller for this table, Fennecly Wilder. You can find me on most things at the Fennec Wolf. Instagram is that Fennec Wolf. But other than that, thank you so much for coming out to our one of our last 0.5s here for the Mystery Machine. In about a few weeks here, you'll see the Mystery Machine Coterie get together for their first session. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, just because we play monsters doesn't mean we can't leave the porch light on to help everybody come home. Y'all have a good night now.